you're consistently put in a situation where you have to make decisions, or you have to create, or you have to take it inside. And it's almost like if you're not prepared to, I guess, go to score or want to create, you're almost a liability for the team, because it means that your defense doesn't really need to play defense. You know, you're not a threat on the court. So I find it really important, and this is why I push a lot of the juniors that I train with to at least go have a go.
We're taking a short pit stop ahead of the Gangurru's 3x3 World Cup campaign, tipping off on Monday the 1st of June in Warsaw, Poland. We've gone back to the vaults and assembled some short takes from the gang's respective pods going back as far as 2022. It's a splice of insights from their journeys. Veteran and multiple 3x3 Asia Cup gold medalist Marena Whittle talks about the mastery of the game. We catch Amy Atwell, an Olympic bronze medalist, at the beginning of her 3x3 journey. Touch on the resilience of Emma Clarke and the sliding doors moment for Hannah Henk, which brings this squad right here to the ultimate challenge on the world stage amongst the best in the game. All 3x3 World Cup games will feature live on the FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel, and with the time difference you can catch it on replay. Good luck, Aussies. One of the things that I'm curious about is, have you noticed that your 3x3 experience has changed or adjusted your style of play in the regular game?
Absolutely. Oh my God, absolutely. Yeah, I think because 3x3 is just naturally so physical, and it's naturally so much faster, and you have to be able to make strong decisions and be able to handle the rock and be able to shoot it, and everything feels quite pressurized, that when you step onto a 5-on-5 court, and because you're a lot fitter, because you've just been running straight and sprinting and playing defense and you don't have any time to stop for 10 minutes straight, so that when you go and play 5-on-5, it's just kind of a transfer. So all of those skills, that decision-making skill, the confidence, the drive, the strength, the defense, just naturally progresses and transfers into the 5-on-5. So for me personally, what that means is my inside game is stronger, my drives to the rack are stronger. And you've seen it with Beck Cole for years. You know how to drive in, take contact, and still make the hit, because fouls just aren't called as easily in 3x3 as they are in 5-on-5. So you're just more focused on making the shot rather than getting hit and getting called.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot more of an intense and condensed version of the regular game that, as you said, you know, to encourage young people to have a try, because it's going to be a really good litmus test, I think, of how well they can make decisions, really refining their read and react skills as well. But decision-making is one thing that 3x3 can bring. But I also noticed that you have to be able to create a lot better when you're on 3x3, because you have the two less people to rely on. Sometimes in 5-on-5, you can just take a bit of a back seat. Sometimes I just used to hide in the corner of the deep three and be like, hey, you guys have a turn. I'll just wait here.
Take it.
You take it. You know, you guys have a turn. I'm just going to sit this one out. But 3x3, you can't really afford to do that. So, yeah, being able to create is something that I think a lot of people perhaps should go and try, you know, get out of 3x3 and then bring back to the rest of their game.
Yeah, I think it's the awesome thing about 3x3 and why it's so, I think, important for people to at least have a go in is because it puts you in a situation that you might not be consistently put in the 5-on-5 realm. So, like, you're consistently put in a situation where you have to make decisions, or you have to create, or you have to take it inside. And it's almost like if you're not prepared to, I guess, go to score or want to create, you're almost a liability for the team, because it means that your defense doesn't really need to play defense. You know, you're not a threat on the court. So I find it really important, and this is why I push a lot of the juniors that I train with to at least go have a go, is because it puts you in positions to offensively be aggressive and defensively stop that you wouldn't really get that opportunity to in a game of 5-on-5 consistently.
Talking about 3x3, how much 3x3 did you play before you joined the Gangurrus?
Oh, absolutely none. I didn't even know. So I got invited to camp in, I think it was March of this year, earlier this year, and I was like asking Sherfy and stuff about the rules and like Googling the rules of it. Because like I had one of my college teammates' boyfriends actually started playing, and like I had watched a few of his games and like knew a bit about it just from like other people playing. But yeah, I had actually never played myself.
Wow.
Sherfy say when you're like, oh, can you teach me the rules?
Well, I actually wasn't that bad because Chloe Bibby was on the same page as me. She got invited to camp. We were both kind of like, I don't actually know all the rules. Sherfy had a good laugh, but it wasn't as bad because we were both like, yeah, you're going to have to sit down with us.
Yeah. Perhaps it's not just as big of a thing in America. It doesn't seem like it's as big of a thing over there as it is in the rest of the world.
Yeah, well, I think it's one of those sports that's like been super up and coming the last couple of years, and like in Australia that only last like year or two. Obviously, they went to the Com Games 2 years ago, I think, or whatever it was. But like up until now, it's like we haven't really had a super strong 3x3 presence either, I don't think. And it is getting pushed now because it's, yeah, obviously all European countries have been involved for quite some time, but I hadn't had much experience at all.
Did you find that 3x3 sort of made changes to your game or adjusted the way you approach the five-man game?
I don't think I have played quite enough of 3x3 to have a huge significant impact, but I definitely think it helped with individual skill, because obviously in the 3x3 game it's like you're not running a full 24-second shot clock offense or anything like that. You've got a couple little quick hitter like offenses, but it's all like pretty much one-on-one, be your own man. So I think definitely that aspect helped me in my 5-on-5 game.
It'll be super handy to develop your skill set as time goes on, because I've even noticed, particularly this WNBL season, Loz Mansfield and even Annalie Maley, when the clock's winding down, the offense is broken down, they're just able to find a way to get a shot off, like regardless of the level of defense and physicality, they're just able to create something out of nothing. And I think that's like a testament to 3x3.
Yeah, definitely. I would completely agree. And obviously those two are extremely talented as well. But I think the 3x3 environment definitely helps that.
Adding to that, you've also the vice captain of the team. And there's a whole different approach that goes with being part of the leadership of a team. How have you approached that? Because it created a shift in the way you approach the game?
Yes and no. I actually was fortunate enough to be captain of my college, University of Hawaii, the last couple of years I was there as well. So kind of had a little bit of experience in that aspect. Obviously not at a professional level, but I think in terms of my game, I don't approach the game super differently, but just kind of one thing in the back of my head is just like knowing that I have a team kind of looking at me to follow and to like set an example and stuff like that just motivates me more to like work harder, make sure I'm doing all the right things all the time, like setting a great example for those younger girls coming through. Because I kind of always have been very much a lead by example kind of leader, or not always the most vocal. I think that's something I've definitely worked on this year. I've had to step up just with Sherfy and Sammy both leaving. They were both our two like kind of huge talking voices last year on the team, and trying to fill that void a little bit has helped me expand my game in those areas definitely. But yeah, I have a great bunch of girls that makes it very easy.
Now, I want to talk about finals.
Yeah.
Teams in for the first time in 7 years.
Yes.
And I want to talk about this a little bit because it hasn't been just as straightforward as a lot of people would think.
Yeah.
You know, and this is something we've spoken to Guy Malloy about as well. It's 2 weeks before the season started, there was issues with the roster straight away. Dee Dee was injured.
Yeah.
Loz couldn't come back for this season because she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Automatically, it starts to change things around.
Yeah.
You got to scramble to get additional people on the roster. And then as the season's progressed, there was a bit of a slow start. Then things started to become good. Then there were injuries. fitness.
Yep.
And it's just been a real roller coaster ride all season.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to find out from your perspective,
Yeah.
as a player being there, how did you find it?
Yeah, roller coaster is definitely the word for it. Because obviously, you know, I've been signed like in the off season, and going through whole like, you know, Dee and Loz planning to be on the team, and then with their outs and bringing new people in, and it has been crazy since the start for sure. But I do think it's like where we're at now, you know, in the second game of finals, like it's just a testament to the whole organisation, the club, all our players that we have that are still healthy, and you know, our coaching staff, like getting through this adversity the whole year. But trainings have still been really competitive, and I think we've just had that next man up mentality the whole year, and, you know, people have been in and out, and we just have to adapt, and that's just professional sport. So just got to roll with the punches, I guess.
And I mean, one of the things that I've noticed, and I think it's been really good the way it's been done, is even the injured players are on the bench.
Yeah.
And when we were talking, we've been speaking to other players from the team, we've been saying there's been contributions from the players on the bench. So from your perspective, what do you feel it's you provide from the bench to the other players on the team?
Yeah, I would say, like, obviously you don't see everything by not being in the action on the court, but, you know, Michaela Roof, you know, she was providing a lot of input, you know, in timeouts and stuff when girls would come out, things that she would see. And, you know, I just think we've all contributed, whoever's been out, like, you know, pulling somebody aside saying, oh, hey, like on this action, make sure you get over the screen, or, you know, just little reminders throughout the game, but also just, being everybody's number one hype woman, I guess. It's really awesome. You know, we have some great people that can really shoot the ball, and we get up and about and, really get around each other. So definitely like positive energy, and, you know, just, you know, counting, you know, even at practice, counting numbers and shooting drills and high fives. Just to keep everybody connected has, been what we've been able to do.
And, you know, I'm always curious when I see the players on the bench. You guys always seem to be really pumped, right? And I suppose to a lot of people who are looking at it from the outside, they're looking at you guys, athletes unable to get on the floor.
Yeah.
You're sitting there, and I suppose they think, how do you psych yourself up to stay pumped when really you want to be out there?
Yeah, I mean, it is tough. I mean, obviously, for me, it's been like a few weeks now that I haven't been able to actually get on the court, but I still feel like it's the same for all of us. Like, we're at every practice, we're at every team meeting that's, in Sydney, obviously not on the road, but, you know, we're in it all the time. So I think, you know, talking about the scout and the upcoming game and being involved, watching all of practice, like, we're in it. So, you know, we are in it, and we want to give and be involved as much as we can and support our teammates.
Also looking at where the teams ended up, right? In the top four.
Yeah.
Given all the adversity the team's been through. It really, you got to ask the what if.
Yeah.
How do you think the team would be performing now if you had a healthier roster?
Oh, I mean, $1 million question. I don't know. I do think we would be in a pretty good spot. I definitely think we would, you know, still be in the top four. And I guess it's just so hard to say with the what if, because the girls that contributed to get us to this point, done an amazing job. And if you think about all the ins and outs and people that we've had, you know, obviously we would all want to be healthy, but I'm sure we're all very happy with the result, and the club's happy with, you know, our ability to just make finals, like you said, first time in 7 years. So it's like you want to change things, but, you know, that's just how the chips fell.
Yeah, sort of that year, my first year as a pro, I remember being on the phone with my folks and saying, like, you know, I'm thinking, it might be time for me to, like, go get a real job. Like, like, I don't know if this is going to work out. Like, I'd come back from Germany, and I had turned down a WNBL offer out of college to go overseas because I wanted that experience. And so I felt like maybe I've missed the boat, like, and I've screwed it up, and I kept working and pushing. And then an opportunity opened up in Geelong and I got a foot in the door. And I think now people look at my second year as a pro and I played WNBL. I got on the Gangurru squad and this and that. But it was only the year beforehand that I was thinking, like, I don't know if this is going to work out. And so, yeah, I'd just say to people, yes, a lot of the time when you're right on the cusp of a lot of your goals and what you're working towards, it'll be probably the moment when you're the closest to quitting you've been. But I'd say, yeah, just hang on. And yeah, this past year's been unreal. And now here I am in New Zealand getting another taste of another part of the globe I probably wouldn't have otherwise seen. And met these kinds of people that I've been able to work with. So yeah, it's been an awesome ride, and it's been hard, but it's been, I think, really fun as well.
Can I ask, how many of the lessons that you learnt from Europe and from college that you were able to take into Geelong? I mean, it was a brand new team. Everything had to be built from scratch. So how much of that were you able to contribute to the team and the growth of the team across that first season?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Clemson was really helped shape me into the person I was off the court, with that growth that I spoke on. But yeah, I think getting the transfer across to Geelong, I think when I was at Clemson, like I said, I'd worked really hard to get there. And so as athletes, we get really probably like tunnel visioned in that sense but I think when I got to Clemson, it was like, I really started to understand it was so much bigger than me. And there was, I could have so much impact on other people if I was intentional about making sure I made a point of it. And so I think that was really transformative for me, so that I think I carried that on and took that with me. When I got to Geelong, I knew, hey, we've got an inaugural team here. And even going into the NBL 1 season, we were really, I think, passionate, all of us, about getting amongst the community, getting to know the girls and the boys that were coming to watch us play, and, took it seriously that, when we got a chance to play, we were also having a chance to impact all those kids that were coming out to watch us play. And so I think it's pretty special, what we get to do as athletes. So I think I did have a bit of carryover there.
And, that first season, I'm kind of curious, from the inside, what's it like being a player at a team that is, has just been stood up, and is building a legacy? I mean, you're part of the inaugural legacy of Geelong. So, how does that feel?
Yeah, I think I probably, when you put it like that, you're like, oh yeah, it's pretty epic. So no, I'm thankful that, Chris Lucas gave me, another go. He said, yeah, come and have another crack with us. So after I initially said, no, I'm going to go to Germany, I first came out of college. So I'm really thankful that I got to be part of that. And for the crew that we had, I think we had good fun. And like I said, got to know the people that were coming out and watching us play. And I think that's really, it's that community, it's those ties that now when I've left that environment, and you still keep in touch with those people, I think that's the stuff right there.
Make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you get our latest pod, and we really appreciate if we could get a like and a review so we can extend the reach to more listeners. And don't forget, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and LinkedIn.